When I think about content creation, I want to be the best in the world. I want to be number one. When they mention the greats, I want to be top 3. And I don't mean number 2 or number 3. Top 3, locally grown, globally known, world dominating, Grammy nominated, idea ruminating, baddest creator of all time. That's me. Okay, that's a lie. I don't I don't want that. Those are not dreams that I have. That's just not how I think of, success, which is something that I used to be fine with until recently, right? I started to feel like I'm just not ambitious enough. Like, I think I see other people, and how driven they are and how crazy they are about their goals and how bullish they are. And I'm just this guy who's easily satisfied with not so much. Before, this used to be one of my favorite things about myself, and it still is, but recently I've just been worrying about how content I am. The other day I was having a conversation with my partner and I was complaining about this project I was working on and talking about how, I'm not really enjoying it and I don't see myself doing it again. And she's like, are you sure you not do it again? What if they're paying you like $100,000? Wouldn't that change your mind? And as she was saying that, she stopped herself and she was like, knowing you, it probably wouldn't matter. If you wanted to say no, you probably still say no, even if they're going to pay you that much. Normally, that's something I would celebrate. That's something I would feel like, yeah, like I'm that guy who doesn't really, there are things that are more important to me than all of this. But lately, I've started to feel like, no, Salem, you should be worried about these things. You should be hungry. You need to have more drive. The reality is I'm satisfied. But this is just a case of the grass being fine until it became greener on the other side, which is a line I stole from a song. I learned very early in life that comparison is a trap, right? That there's no end. You postpone your happiness to a time when you have something that someone else has. It just never stops. And that's something I learned really early. I learned to be content and satisfied. Now I start to feel like if other people are not satisfied, why should I be? Is something wrong with me? Is there something I need to fix? Sometimes when I experience some success or something great happens to me, I feel bad and I'm unable to fully appreciate it because I feel like there's other people who are working harder, or showing up more consistently. Like, why am I the one who has this? I don't deserve it. I'm not as hungry as them and desiring of, the things that they desire. I noticed one thing again that I learned early is I don't desire things too strongly. Like, even when I would desire something, I'll try my best to get it. But then when it doesn't work, I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. And I would move on. And with age, I started to feel like, Salem, why do you move on so fast? Why did this bad thing happen and you're just over it, But I'm realizing that sometimes the more you know about other people's results, it can start to affect your trust in your own process, which is what started to happen to me. There's so much awareness about what's happening in everybody else's life. At the tip of your fingers, there's so much information about other people, which wasn't always this way. I now have this problem where I'm processing other people's lives within the context of my reality, rather than processing it as an external factor. Like, this is their life, this is not my life. I think adulthood and responsibilities and just a whole lot of ways in which I am now in touch with the reality of life have now brought me to a place where I'm constantly comparing. And when I compare, before I would compare and just be happy. But now I compare and I'm a little intimidated. Now I compare and I'm like, but what am I doing? And before, when I asked the question, what am I doing? I'm like, what I'm doing is fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not them. Their life is not mine. But now, sometimes that's just not enough to make me feel satisfied. That thought, me countering that thought with but I'm doing okay. It's just not enough because I feel like, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I could be doing better. I could be doing more. I could be going harder. And those thoughts just haunt me. Is it just me, or does that happen to you too? Can you relate? Tell me in the comments what that's like for you in your adult life. Anyway, I am a forever learner. I'm constantly interrogating my emotions and trying to learn from what I'm feeling. And so what I've been learning in this period which I want to share with you. It's not a solution. Like, I haven't arrived at a final solution. I'm not fine. Right? This is something that I'm thinking about. Like, why am I going through this? I used to be fine. Why am I not fine now? I'm realizing there are 3 things that I need to learn, that you might need to learn too. So the first thing I've had to learn is the fact that I have to relearn acceptance. Learning about myself, loving myself, not just when I feel like I deserve it, but even when I feel like I don't, because it is in those times that I need love the most. With our friends, the times when our friends need support the most is in their difficult times. As somebody who lives in this generation of hustle culture and everything, there's a chance that you treat yourself badly when you feel like you're not living up to your potential. But I'm realizing that I need to accept myself. I need to actively love myself in those moments where I feel like I am falling short. I thought I was done with that, like at my age, I should be done with peer pressure and feeling like somebody else is doing better than me. I know I work hard. I thought I was done with that. Like, I grew up as quite an insecure child, and I've put in so much effort and energy and time and studying, and so much investment into getting myself to the point where I felt as confident as I felt and satisfied. And then now, when I'm in my late 20s, some of these old insecurities are raising their ugly head again, so I'm having to relearn acceptance, because self-awareness, like I said earlier, it's not enough to be self-aware. With self-awareness also has to come acceptance. And the second thing that I'm realizing that I have to learn is to enjoy my success. And when I say success, I don't mean only big milestones and everything. I'm saying I'm having to learn to just enjoy everything I have, the relationships I have, the favors people do for me, whether I feel like I deserve it or I feel like I don't deserve it. I'm just going to enjoy it because in this moment I have it. It is mine. So I need to enjoy it. I owe myself that much. It doesn't make sense for me to be enjoying a win or be enjoying something good or have access to something great and be thinking, I don't deserve this. That's me robbing myself of a moment that I will never get again. So I'm having to relearn, because sometimes problem no dey finish. There's always problems every time. You when you're a student, you can't wait to graduate because your biggest problem is how to graduate. You graduate, your biggest problem is how to get a job. You get a job, your biggest problem is your boss is a pain in the butt. So you quit the job, you start business. Now, your biggest problem is how to find clients, because now you answer to like 1,000 different bosses. These problems never end. And I'm learning to just appreciate the small pockets of happiness that are everywhere and just revel in it. Just take it like, this is mine in this moment right now. And I have a duty to myself to fully enjoy it. Because if I don't enjoy it, nobody else can do it for me. I'll just rob myself and lose both ways. The third thing I'm learning is that I need to constantly make room for serendipity. What I mean is to make room for life to pleasantly surprise me. We always talk about how, you could wake up in the morning and something bad could happen before the end of the day. You never know. You need to stay prepared for the rainy day, yada, yada, yada. You also need to stay prepared for things to go well, for things to go better than you planned. Just the way that I don't see it coming when something bad happens. Sometimes I will also wake up in the morning and, great things will happen. This is so important because even though I'm not so big on like huge achievements, and being the best in the world at anything or being Dangote, those are just not dreams that I have. I'm passionate and I find excitement in the gift of being able to just show up every day. And there's a lot of successes that I experience here and there. And I know that a lot of those successes are a side effect of me just showing up every day. Rather than me chasing them, rather than me trying to blow, rather than me trying to chase a big break, those things are just not as satisfying for me as the everyday of just enjoying my life, just showing up every day, serving the people that I want to serve, doing stuff like this, making videos, being valuable to the company I work for and all of that, the day to day. I know that with that will come some cumulative success. With the accumulation of those activities will come some exponential success. And I need to open my mind and open my heart to accept that. The question I now ask is no longer, am I ambitious enough? I am now asking myself, or I'm now learning to ask myself, am I happy Yes. Am I grateful? Yes. Am I on a path that will allow me, to experience growth over a period of time? Yes. And if I have all of that, I'm fine. And in the midst of all that, sometimes life will surprise me with exponential growth. And that's okay. Like, I'm here for that. Right? So like I said, I don't really have any solutions for you. I just wanted to take you through how I'm thinking about this and to know if you find it relatable, if this is something that's happening in your own life. Please tell me a lot more about it in the comment section. I feel like this isn't something we talk about enough. We talk about how you can be more ambitious or how you can chase the things you want and your goals and, the law of attraction and all that stuff, and nothing against it, but I haven't really found, a lot of content that has told me that it's okay to grow slowly. It's okay to be satisfied with what you're satisfied with. And I hope if you were looking for that piece of content and you couldn't find it, I hope this video is that for you. If you liked it, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos from me, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.